Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TeamODZ Live on the Friday Ebb. We've got 6 laps, London Classique today. Rick on the team bus.
Hey.
Good morning, Rick.
Good morning.
And
6 is way too many.
And we've got Mr. Fantastic on board as well, in voice only though. Morning, David.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I chose this course in honor of the passing of the Sex Pistols.
This is a memorial ride.
Yes. God save the Queen. You know what I mean.
Yeah, thank you.
I feel like she was all of our queens, you know?
There's a lot of queens in the world. She was one of them. She's probably just sad she didn't outlive her son. Because she must have not wanted him to be the king, right? For being on for so long.
Just really hanging on.
She could have passed it on if she keep it. $70 years, it's a lot of time for the same job.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear the
Yeah.
benefits are pretty good, though.
Poland. Smoky on start. Is it the forest fires nearby?
Looks like it.
Hey there, Mark.
Are there any palm trees on this route? I can't remember.
Yeah. Let's just got caught on my chain ring. To keep an eye on that.
Yeah, how am I up near the fence? What happened?
Because I just had a technique with my shoelace. I'm now riding with my right foot right on the edge of my pedal. Megan's up. The message.
Yeah, so I was happy to find out that the Tour of Gluttony is still going tomorrow. But things have been changed a little bit since, this year attendance has gone up 50%. We now have 3 riders. And so I guess it's going to be me doing the century, and they're going to do 50 apiece.
Huh. Good morning to you, John. Welcome to the stream this morning. Happy Friday, Ed. I have to get you on here sometime. Come on, put your finger out. Come and join us. Got Paolo. Thank you for joining the stream as well. On the lead in. Friday, Ed here.
Would it have been too hard for our GP to add it like on the show? No.
But yeah, I would say if the moment that the news gets out that the Queen has died, Hoda Kotb jumps on a plane to head to the UK immediately. She must be all of our queens. Sound logic, right?
Sorry, got a few things going on here. What was that?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, what did you say?
Oh, I said, if the moment that the news gets out that the Queen has died, then and Hoda Kotb immediately jumps on a plane for the UK, then you know that she must have also been America's Queen too.
And do we know she's really dead, though? The English are famous for being fake dead. Look at Paul McCartney. He's still around.
Are you telling me she's on that island with Elvis and Tupac?
Nah, she's probably just named after Paul McCartney. Sir.
Yeah, Paul's probably there too.
Maybe Paul just goes back and forth. It's probably got more money than me.
I think that's the people's money.
His or hers.
Hers.
His money used to belong to the people. They gave it freely.
Although I'm sure that, well, the Crown must bring in their own revenue too, huh?
Like selling biscuits or something?
Yes. That's a $2 billion business right there. At least.
Charles is pretty old now because he's got a
Yeah, he's what, like 77 or something?
73, I think.
Oh, 73.
What
How
I
old is my
saw.
mom then? Yeah, he's a year older than my mom.
72?
Yeah. I know because she told me for some reason a lot. I don't know why.
My mom's like 80 something. I'm sure she'll outlive me.
Yeah, I'm thinking my mom is one of those types that her body is going to outlive her brain. Which is unfortunate, but
So what do you guys think of the new strange little font that they have on Zwift?
I wasn't expecting it across absolutely everything. I mean, not just the application, the companion app, and Zwift Power as well.
750 watts. 750 watts, right? 750. It's amazing. It's so strong.
I'm just wondering when NASA is going to send them the cease and desist. No.
Feather again? Really?
Yeah, I've got a feather as well.
Oh, Bob. I wish the event manager could tell it which ones to actually use and what percent could be zeros.
Stuff.
Some drop. Okay. Oh, my heart rate's 720 right now.
No. I'm going the same place as Simon.
What happened with Simon?
Had ventricular tachycardia yesterday. Yeah, we had to bail on the TTT. He's laying in a hospital bed. Going to be there for a couple of weeks. Your name was included on the card I sent.
Thank you. Okay, you can still beat me even from a hospital bed.
I'm sure he can still beat all of us.
I wonder how long they can realistically think they can keep him in a hospital bed.
It's gonna be like, do you guys have a gym with a spin bike, maybe? Can I plug these pedals in?
We get a few days into it, and the stories of cookie chat. Where I suggest we sneaky fight in his trainer into the hospital room.
Some people want cigarettes and booze snuck into them. Others want their bike and their trainer.
And the green screen and the camera. And
The whole deal. We get this bed moved out of here. I got to set up.
Just so you guys know, if it wasn't for the fact that I had to pee a little when the alarm went, I would still be in. Yeah, I might as well get up.
Sprint now.
No.
Sorry, did you say go?
No.
It was the wealth of somebody be going by now.
I accidentally rode. Well, yesterday was supposed to be a recovery day, and I accidentally rode 70 miles. For some reason, I had this idea in my mind that if I just ride 70 miles easily, then it'll be fine.
Not true.
Now I feel a little sore today. I feel it's more just because after having the
Why is there one person on the wrong side of the barrier?
I don't see it.
We just passed him on the other side of the barrier.
The Matrix. Yeah, but yeah. So, yeah, this week I've started with like doing core exercises and shoulder and back and stuff. And man, I feel like it's my first time again. I am sore. And I still have that 100-mile ride tomorrow. But it is the Tour of Gluttony, so shouldn't be bad. It's just pretty much you ride your bike in between places to stop and eat. It was originally developed for my cousin who was nervous. She wanted to do a century ride, but she was nervous about it. And she was just packing a huge bag for it. And I was like, well, no, we'll be fine. We live in civilization. We'll be able to stop at stores. And then eventually it turned into, okay, how about if I'll go and set up a route that goes from town to town, and then I'll find the best restaurant in the town, and we'll stop and we'll get something to eat. And then by the end of it, we named it the Tour of Gluttony because the biggest result from it was being super full trying to ride 100 miles.
Well, that's what my first century was. Did the calculations. Said, okay, all these rest stops, I got to eat 5,000 to 7,000 calories.
Yeah.
It's okay till I try to eat the meal at the end.
I'm good with a couple of bars. Well, depending on how long it goes, which these tend to drag out. Last year's was 13 hours altogether.
Oh my!
It's insane. We left at 7 in the morning.
We probably had 5 hours of restaurant.
Oh yeah. And there was a storm at one point when we were already at a restaurant. Yeah, it was a food truck outside of a brewery. And then all of a sudden the downpour came. So I was like, well, I guess we're having a beer. So we ended up hanging out in there until the rain finally stopped, which that was over an hour. We actually had to ride in the rain afterwards, but because it just wasn't stopping. But yeah, it was good. I'm usually good with just like having some bars, and then at one point I'll stop at a gas station and get a thing of chocolate milk and just chug that down real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I made my own chocolate milk yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah. Some milk, some ice cubes, and a couple of packs of Swiss Miss in a pickling jar. Good shake.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I feel like chocolate milk's a good beverage to have for recovery. And it doesn't fill you up too much. Or at least like on the go recovery. I've had that actually help me out a couple times where I felt like I was starting to lose a little energy and not having fun anymore, and then stop and get a chocolate milk. And I usually feel pretty good shortly after. And it's $2. I mean, can't beat that. Has to be the local stuff though. Can't be the stuff that you don't even have to refrigerate.
Oh, that's not fancy.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. We used to have milk around here that was, it was just labeled Hershey's chocolate milk. But all that it was our, the local, or I guess the biggest dairy or whatever, they would just use the milk that was from around here. And then eventually they changed it over to their name with the same label. But it just made it seem better when it was Hershey's. I mean, it's still good, but you know.
That's why as a kid,
Yeah.
we used to like Nestle's Quick because you could make it as thick as you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was always funny. I'd have like a thing of Nestle Quick in the cupboard, and yeah, I'd have to like jump up on the counter, get a running start, jump on the counter, grab it from the top shelf. And then
I got to ask,
somehow I would,
how many injuries did that result in?
Not too many. There was a couple times I went backwards. For sure. But the yeah, for some reason I would forget that it was up there for long periods of time, and then I would remember again, and oh man, they would be so thick.
Yeah, because I mean, if 2 tablespoons is good,
Oh yeah,
6 or 8 is awesome.
I really like the other than the price of it, I like the scratch recovery chocolate stuff. That's a tasty delight right there. It's just a shame that it costs so much when you have to use so much.
Yeah. I got that protein powder at Costco for usually on sale for $35. It's pretty good. Especially when you add berries and milk and ice cream.
Come on, Milan, Patrick. Goodbye,
It's taken a while to get...
Sorry. Rick keeps talking over me, Patrick. He won't let me get a word in.
Wait, whose stream is this anyway?
No, I can mute you.
Oh yeah.
Hey there, Eleanor. I can even banish you to the no dad jokes room if I wanted to.
That sounds like a kind of a nice place, actually.
It's not, it's boring.
Have a good day.
Where's mine? Do I not get one?
Oh, yeah.
3 fingers.
The dog and cat duo, they did it again this morning. When I got up this morning, the cat was very interested with the couch and just kind of jumping from the front of it to the back of it and trying to get underneath it. And then sure enough, about 15 minutes later, he comes running by me with a mouse in his mouth. But then he keeps doing that cat thing where they drop it and then it's running around. So then I called the dog. And so then the dog comes down and actually does the dispatch with one little bite. Great, good stuff. Heidi was talking about, she was like, we need to find out where they're coming in and we need to cover that up. And I was like, well, that sounds like a pain. We have a cat and a dog. They work perfectly together. A mouse doesn't get to live here more than a day before it's gone. And that's about the only time they get along is when there's a mouse to deal with.
Haven't recovered from the gym yet, apparently.
Are you feeling sore too?
Well,
Yeah.
2 days ago was leg day.
Yeah, you've been there, what, steadily every day, right?
Yeah. Once you finally get going, it's like you may as well use
Yeah.
up your money there. Trying to figure out a schedule that works. So we're not technically in the off season cycling yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. It can start to fill your entire day.
Yeah. Little circuit I've got takes about 50 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, right now I think I'm kind of doing just enough. I mean, of course, I also just started back up again this week, but I have this video that I had recorded. That's just a 10-minute core burn routine that apparently works really well because I'm sore as can be.
Can you just watch the video or do you actually do it?
Yeah, I watch it and then I lay on the couch and watch it.
Just think about it,
Hydrate.
visualize.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like the first time I saw it was like 10 minutes. I was like, what's that gonna do? And then I realized that it was like 10 minutes no stopping. And I was like, oh, that's what it's gonna do. First time I did it, I was almost crying.
The guy that's only just managed to make it back into the fence. He had seconds to spare.
You'll be happy to know on this latest time through, I go, nope. That might be worse than a feather.
I've got my aero. Not that I'm going to be using it, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't done anything because I'm not doing it. You hear that? You hear that, Andy? Not doing it.
I didn't hear anything there. We don't have any of the usual hitters. There's definitely a top 3 place in it for you.
Well, yeah. I don't know though. Webb, I've been blown away by Webb before. That was the one where I thought I was battling it out for first, and then all of a sudden he just goes flying by, and I ended up in second or third. Can't remember.
We'll see if I can stay over 300 watts for a whole minute 20.
Well, courtesy of what happened to my shoelace, my right pedal's upside down. I ain't gonna be sprinting.
Come on,
Mine too.
Jake.
My pedal, you don't even want to get me started about my pedal, so I won't be able to do it.
Last thing I need is my shoelace getting stuck in my large ring again.
Yeah.
I can't even tell which way that pedal is.
If that happened at over 500 watts, I would end up in a heap on the floor.
Yeah.
It was bad enough at 160 watts. But instinctively, my arm went out to grab hold of the chair next to me. Self-preservation is strong in this one. And some people go by the force. I go by self-preservation.
There it is. Oh my. Too far away. Trying to find my little percussion gun thing. Whatever it's called.
I've got one of them. It's called a Glock.
My hip's doing the little popping thing it was doing before it started to hurt last time. So I want to try to massage that.
I know
Oh.
what you're talking about.
That looks like it's a wall. Are you sure that's not a nail gun?
Well, it is too. Yeah. I like to use it for massaging that.
Careful, you don't lose it. Oh dear. You'll be laughing about that all day now, aren't you?
I can hear the stories now. My for 2 seconds.
I might have to clip that.
You think Zwift would have changed the main course over to London today?
Yeah, I'm surprised how few
Schedule
people
be
were
down.
actually riding on London.
Using arms. Now we'll see if Wu ends up thinking that that's a challenge. Yeah, he does. Rick, nice. I'm not going to do it.
Again, there was a noise there, but I didn't hear what it was.
All I can imagine is tomorrow at like mile 70, me being like, oh no, why'd I do that? Either that or it'll fix me. I don't know.
Oh, blank again.
If we give you my arrow, I would.
Yeah, if we could just figure out a way to pass things back and forth.
Arrows are for archers. I don't need no stinking arrow.
Jersey Indians.
Indigenous peoples. Luckily for tomorrow, the people I'm riding with, I just made up some routes and then let them choose. And would you believe that they chose the one with the least amount of climbing?
That's weird.
So that's good. I don't mind doing climbs when I'm by myself or with a faster group, but with a slower group, it's like every time I'm doing a climb, I have to stop at the top and wait.
You just don't want to fall over.
Yeah, pretty much. And I just have this thing inside of me that when I'm on a climb, I just want to get off of the climb. Unless if that's all I'm doing. If I see that the climb's going to be a really long one, then I can settle in, but
Then pick up light some 2 seconds. Ooh, gone. Same guy had been riding out way ahead, and he'd made it back right around this corner the last 2 laps. Well, he didn't make it back this time.
you poking the bear.
He was poking a bit. That one, the bear poked back.
See, what's your RPM now? The guy wants to know a lot of information. He might be fishing. The fishing scheme. I wouldn't give you any more information.
I
And
just give basic information.
And what's your phone number? And your social security number? Okay, cool.
It all starts with what's your RPM. Once you're all softened up.
And how long is this ride? What does NP mean? No problem resistance?
I think it was supposed to be an O.
Oh, no resistance.
No typo.
No. I hate progressives.
Have you ever dropped your phone on the back drum?
No.
That's still a thing where you don't want to get magnets near things like your phone
No.
or near hard drives.
Hope not. That would make airports a problem.
That's true.
I didn't know 980 watts isn't speed.
Thought you were going to say you didn't know it existed.
Yeah, I've never seen 980.
It existed in a new font, come on.
I used to be able to do 980. I could probably still do it outside.
You definitely can be way higher outside. There's something about it. I think there's something about feeling the bike go faster that makes me want to push harder.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Yeah, definitely gonna have to bring some ibuprofen on this trip. Can't wait to see my cousin show up to it though. It's gonna be hilarious. Although it's only 50 miles, but like last year she had like a whole backpack, but she had nowhere to put it. So then I ended up putting a rear rack on my bike and strapped it on there. And I was like, we could just do this with whatever we can stuff in our jersey pockets and our saddle pouch, If you pack like it's a journey, it's gonna take a long time. I feel like our actual riding time was like 7 hours, which was still just really long. And then I did one the next week by myself. And that one was 5 hours. And that one I only ate a Cliff Bar. And that was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. The last 20 miles was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
I don't know. 2-mile-an-hour solo century is pretty fast.
Yeah, I was pushing way too hard. Didn't need enough. Like I ended up actually like ripping the bar tape off because I was hanging on my drops so hard. Like at that point, I was pretty much just shoulders up and just holding on to the bars and just doing the motion, hoping that it would be over soon. So yeah, I did the 2 extremes in 2 weeks where I was like, I'm gonna eat all kinds of stuff and spend way too much time on the bike. And then traded it for I'm gonna eat hardly anything and try to see how fast I can do it. And I did bring 2 Cliff Bars with me, but the problem was it was hard enough just to get through one. That route also had, I think it was only like 1,000 feet of climbing or something. I chose a route that went right up the river, thinking that it would be better without hills. But that was actually kind of a mistake I found out after, because it's kind of nice to not have to pedal down a hill once in a while.
You got against Hill. It's quite nice. Done exactly a couple more this lap. Way ahead. One of them is.
I don't hear much about Jello anymore.
Don't hear what?
You don't hear much about Jello anymore.
Oh,
The
Jello.
brand.
Hmm.
Did Bill Cosby really just kill off that entire marketing campaign?
What's going on in your mind? Where did that come from?
It's a good question. Because Karen was talking about that her legs are starting to feel like Jello, which then made me think, that's something I haven't had in a while. Whatever happened to Jello? I remember there used to be Jello commercials all the time.
Probably are just happy with how much they're selling and don't care. Sure, they got.
Oh, he made it, huh?
Two more times at this giant hill.
Oh, I definitely got my miles to complete the 300-mile challenge.
All right, well, now you've only got another lap to go, so you might as well finish it.
Yeah, no, I'm invested now.
Absolutely. And I bet you've got an aero boost ready for the sprint finish as well.
I don't need no stinking arrow. Actually, I haven't dropped anything. Oh, I've just been hanging on to a drafting bonus, which might be a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Just draft Woo. Just
Yeah.
draft Woo the whole way. Come in second. Maybe. I definitely don't have that extra push at the end. There's no bursts left in this guy. We did that at the end of the group ride yesterday. There's always someone that touches off and then a few people go to chase. And I went to do it yesterday and it just wasn't there. I pretty much just hung on the wheel. I hit the afterburner button and it just coughed and sputtered. I need to remind myself tomorrow that I actually need to stretch before I ride.
Or did Bill Cosby used to advertise Jello or something?
What's that?
You mentioned Bill Cosby.
Oh yeah,
Jello.
yeah. He used to do the pudding pops and all those kind of things. He used
I
to
don't know.
sell Yeah, here's the guy. Of course, this is when I was a kid, so
Yeah,
and
probably
it may have only been on like Nickelodeon or something too. I don't know. Maybe that's the
no,
thing.
no,
Maybe
it was network.
was it?
It was everywhere. And that and
Yeah.
OJ and Perch Rent-A-Car.
I mean, that one. Subway is still advertising. You know, they were able to overcome. What's going on with Jello? Maybe they need help. Maybe this is a job.
I wonder if the prison he's in has a Subway.
Are him and Jared in the same prison? That's a question. Although Jared's probably out now.
Think?
Yeah, they don't typically give large sentences to the sex offenders for some reason. Although they did to Cosby, though. Well, yeah.
Or it just seems like a long sentence when you're 80.
Yeah. That all of a sudden just crossed my mind. Like life sentence. They gave him 10 years. There was one time I had to spend the weekend in jail. That was a long time.
Never
couldn't
been more than
imagine.
a night.
Couldn't imagine doing 10 years. I suppose you get used to it. Maybe. You would hope.
There's probably a lot of things you can get used to that you don't want to get used to.
Did Cosby die? Is he still alive?
I'm still around.
Okay. I'm just waiting for like that moment when they show a picture of Cosby now and he's got like face tattoos and all kinds of stuff.
Like Mike Tyson.
Just see that he's like, I'm in for life. And then he completely adapts to the prison mentality.
Well, he kind of would look like that scene in Star Wars when they pulled him the helmet off of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
He's just all mangled and puffy.
But yeah, Jello, figure it out, you know? I've forgotten that Jello even exists until now.
There's only so many ways you can advertise horse hooves as a dessert.
They should get into the adult Jello business. That's a market that's rising.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Jello, actual Jello shots. Jello brand shots.
Yeah, there's no alcohol. It's just all we can eat. There's only a couple of flavors that are that good. Probably cherry and lime. Not
But
sure
then-
what else there is.
Didn't they start getting into some wacky flavors where it's like, you know, like the whole not a real flavor craze through the 90s? Like blue raz. When was the last time you were like, were in the woods and you came across the blue raspberry bush? Not even a blue raspberry bush, like a blue raz bush. I know Kool-Aid. Actually, Kool-Aid got into that hard, didn't they? They started doing like all sorts of flavor combinations. You know what?
So people take Jello shots and make with vodka or whatever.
Yeah.
They also do the same thing with those ocean spray drinks.
Yeah.
Like the cran raspberry or whatever.
Yeah, that's what Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Well,
Just that
it's just cranberry.
we used to make that stuff with throw some ice in the blender or some of that vodka, and you got a nice little drink that everybody can love.
Yep. And it's good for your urinary tract. It's all about the health benefits. So, speaking of alcohol, yesterday we canned a beer that we did in collaboration with the Comic Con that comes into Bangor every year. And so
Nice.
this year the whole thing is based around Stephen King and It. And so I guess they're having, as like guests, they're having the whole cast, well, it's still alive, from the It show up, or from It show up. And Stephen King is from here.
Right.
His house is like a couple blocks up the street from mine. But I was hoping he was going to show up. Yesterday they had like the organizers of it were there, and then cameramen and all that stuff. No Stephen King though.
Because you'd have to pay him now to show up.
He should do it for Bangor.
Isn't he a little bit of a recluse now?
Yeah, I think so. He doesn't. I
Besides
don't think
Twitter ranting.
Yeah, I don't think he lives up here anymore. So I've heard that he's turning his house, which he used to live in all the time. He's turning his house into a library.
You're racing, aren't you, Rick?
What?
You're racing, aren't you?
I don't
Huh?
know.
Yes, you are. Of course you are.
My hip's popping a lot.
Well, I'm either watching you or Woo.
Yeah, watch Woo. If the bug hits me, I'll go a little bit, but it probably won't be worth watching. But yeah, he still does a lot for the area. Like there's a baseball field in what used to be his backyard. He built a baseball field there, and a pool with slides and a playground and skate park, and then donated it all to the city. And then there's actually an industry with a small industry, but an industry with tours around here.
All right, here we
There's
go.
always tons of
Who's
people
up
who
above
go to
8 watts a
this
kilo? We're on the final corners here. And roundabout, we'll hit the red pavement and then it's straight to the line. Great sprint. David, Mr. Fantastic there, dropped his draft boost, hoping to catch Woo's wheel. Only one person out ahead of Woo now. What's it going? Here we go. Sprint to the line. Look at all those arrows. Woo's hanging on as he crosses the start of the sprint there. Rico can't quite hold on to Woo. Here it comes. There we go. First, second, and third. Hero took third, Woo first, Rico second.
Nice.
Oh no. That was terrible.
Wait, look at this. Results here. Just to confirm. We had one flyer.
Yeah, I saw him.
So, confirmed. Blue, Rico, 0. Alright, with that, we'll finish the stream. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us this morning. Much appreciated. Take care. Have yourselves a good day and a good weekend.
Friday.
We'll be back Monday morning. Until then, take care. Bye.